Hey there, Michael Harris here, and today I'm going to talk to you about how to create and organize a WSO. Well, first of all, why create and organize WSOs? Good question. By creating WSOs, you feel a sense of accomplishment about using your talents. Now, as human beings, many of us have a need to share something new with other people. It's just human nature. And so we all have value to give to the world. And by creating WSOs that let you share your knowledge with others, you feel a sense of accomplishment about what you've created. And so what do you need to create WSOs? Well, there's basically three things. Number one, you need to have some writing or speaking ability. It doesn't need to be perfect, but you need to have some ability in those areas. Number two, write like you're talking to a friend. Okay, so that's really all there is to it. When you write to people or you speak to people, just talk to them like you're talking to your best friend. And number three, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just help people out. You just have to have a real desire to help people out and go with your strength. So if you like to write, then create an ebook. If you feel better talking, then create an audio recording or maybe a video of you talking to someone and helping them out. Basically what you want to do though is you want to choose a format to organize your WSO in the end. And so that's what we'll talk about now. How do you organize your WSO? Well, there are two main ways to organize WSOs. The first way is chronological order, and the second way is as a resource guide. So let's talk about chronological order first. If you organize your WSO in a chronological order, you're explaining everything in a matter of steps. You have a very specific step-by-step method that you're talking about, and this is probably the best way to go. For example, one of my WSOs, I wrote out the 5 major steps that someone would need to know in order to create their first WSO. So for example, one of my WSOs, I broke down the 5 major steps. And here are those 5 steps of creating a WSO. Number 1, develop the right mindset. Number 2, research product ideas. Number 3, create the product. Number 4, write the sales letter. And number 5, list the product for sale and launch. And so what you need to do is just simply sit down and outline the 5 most critical elements that your reader needs to know. And it really shouldn't be any longer than that. All you need is just 5. Okay, just think of 5. Keep it simple and explain each step as you go. Now, there's another way to organize your WSOs, and we talked about chronological order, okay, step by step in the order that they happen. But another way to organize your WSO is as a resource guide. Now, resource guide is where you organize your reports. In this way, if you're creating a resource guide, if the order of the steps really doesn't matter. So for example, maybe you have researched several different ways to get traffic to your offer. Well, then in that case, it doesn't matter what order you put them in, as long as you have them in your report. And so here's an example of a resource guide. So maybe the first way I want to talk about is creating YouTube videos. Okay, maybe the second way is to write a blog. Third way to get traffic might be to use Facebook. Fourth way could be writing articles. And the fifth way could be to buy solo ads. Now the top 5 list here really doesn't matter what order I put them in. Okay, you just need to go through and explain your method that you researched and tell them how it works and break it down the best you can and just simply go from there. That's all you need to do. So resource guide is a very good method to organize your WSOs if you're just looking for a way to put some information together and the order really doesn't matter. Let me tell you something about my thoughts on some resource guide techniques. With a resource guide, you just simply need a simple explanation to make it work. You could put different links in there from YouTube videos or other websites that explain the process a little bit better into your report as well. So you don't necessarily have to do all the teaching in a resource guide. You could just say, here's a link to this website to find out more about it. Here's a link to another website, to use the software, use some online calculator, or whatever it is you're trying to do. And so a resource guide can simply be a resource. You don't have to give a complete description on each given method. You just need to introduce your reader to it or introduce your viewer to it if you're making a video, and just simply explain it to them. This is what's out there. Here's a resource to check out. So you just simply introduce them to the concept, give a little more information, and then it's really up to your reader to check it out. Now, as far as creating and organizing your WSOs, no matter which method you choose, create a simple outline to follow whenever you're writing your report. Okay, so then organize your research into that outline. So just some final thoughts. Imagine creating a WSO that really made a difference in people's lives and getting several thank you emails throughout the day of people that you've helped. Expressing your thoughts and sharing your ideas with others will give you a great sense of accomplishment about helping others out and using your talents to the best of your ability. So for more information on creating your first WSO, click on the link below and I'll provide you some more helpful tips.